Fantastic. So there are 3 documents, like I mentioned, that you are going to have to fill for week 2. But before we go to that those documents, does anybody have any questions? All right. So basically, this is going to look at your branding basics. It's the foundation of your business. Before creating a brand logo or color or website, you have to do certain things when it comes to branding. The reason you started your firm is often at the heart of your brand. That's one thing you need to remember. The goal for which you began your business, that is your brand. The purpose of your product and your services, that is your brand. So we are going to look at how we can create that brand through the branding process. And then we'll look at other things. So basically, I want you to answer these questions. As usual, please make a copy of this. Timmy, I'll add you to it. So you make a copy and then make everybody make a copy. And we'll put the Microsoft Word version also, and it will be uploaded to the YouTube channel and to the website. They're not going to go into details in most of these things for now. What I want you to do is, what do you do? What do you specialize in? If you have a boutique, I have a boutique. I specialize in female fashion, full stop. What do you want to be known for? I want to be known as the #1 female fashion boutique for ladies in their 20s to 30s in Nigeria, in Lagos, in the world. What do you want to be known for? I want to be known as someone that provides quality dresses that suits people's body types. So I dress you for your body, not just for trends. If that's what you want to be known for, state what you want to be known for. What value drives your business? One value that drives my own business is clarity. I want everybody to be clear on who they are, what they do, and how they do it. Who are your ideal clients? So you just state all these things. What's the primary focus thing you do not want to lose? Primary thing you do not want to lose focus of. I don't want to lose focus of the fact that I want to help people, but I want to be able to teach people how to run a business. I don't want to lose focus of that. Answer this question. Why are you the best person for the job? Why me and no one else? You have to answer that question because you are going to be competing with others. If you can't answer this question, and for everybody that is doing the internship, I want you to, this is your own assignment. Why you and no one else? Answer this question and send just that question to me. Timmy, please note that. Why can't you give up? So if things don't work out for you in 3 months the way you want them to work, why will you not give up? You need to know that, because this is what helps you gain clarity. What conversations can you dominate? I can dominate conversations on Bible study, faith, living a life as a Christian, being a Christian creative, podcasting. Those are conversations I can dominate. What conversations can your brand dominate based on the information you have for them? Just think about that. Do you have a list of frequently asked questions? Your answer can be no to this question. If your answer is no, you need to start taking that into consideration. What skills and experiences do you have as a brand? You're answering this question, and as for your brand, what is working for you and what is not working for you? So what is working for AL? What is not working for AL? Write it down. Now, this is about your brand. We talked about values and their brand adjectives. We'll send you a list of adjectives. Just the same way we have the tone of voice, we have brand adjectives. Think about how you want people to feel when they see your brand. So what I want you to do for now is this: pay attention to your creative style, and then think about 10 to 20 words that come to mind of how you want your brand to be seen. So I want my brand to be seen as an elegant, minimalistic brand that adds value to people. I will write elegant, minimalistic, value added, matter of fact, casual. How do you want people to see your brand? Think about that. What emotions do you want people to have when they see your brand? Write them down. Then you now take it down to 6, reduce it. Then brand value, you take it down to 6. You start with 20. If you know your tree, write your tree at once. If you don't know your tree, write down all the words. These are your core values. Look at other companies' core values. Integrity. If you want your brand to be known for integrity, write it down. Narrow it down to 6, then narrow it down to 3. Why was the company set up? What makes the brand unique? What do you stand for as a brand? Who are your existing and potential customers? You can answer all these questions by yourself. Then your brand story comes next. What do you offer and what do you give? Even if a question has been asked before, answer it the way it's being asked here. Then we talked about credibility. What makes you credible? What's your story? And what's your competitive advantage? What is the advantage you have over others? We talked about your strengths, your potential threats, government regulations, increasing dollar rates, Twitter control. Those are potential threats to online businesses. And if you have a store, tax, you don't understand, you're paying to this person, you've paid to this person, they tell you to come and pay noise pollution for your generator. All those things are potential threats. Those answering for unlocking, you are going to feel this. A vision statement is a statement that describes the desired position of the company. Then how are you going to achieve that? That's your vision, your mission statement. I bring you back to your emotions. List the different types of emotions that your business must convey on a day-to-day basis. Excitement is an emotion. Okay, let's pause here. Tell me the emotions that come to mind when you think about you want your brand to have, even if it's a brand you're managing or any brand that comes to mind. For me, I get excited when I think about Disney because I remember watching DBN and I'm like, oh, one day I'll go to Disney World. And it's a place that I know that there will be fun and entertainment. When I think of football, what emotion comes to your mind when you think about different football clubs? You can just use that as an example. How do you want people to feel on a day-to-day basis when they come to your brand? Do you want them to feel empowered? Do you want them to feel deflated? Do you want them to feel like they are the worst people on earth? Think about how, or you want a woman to feel beautiful. You want her to feel accepted. You want her to feel in a certain way. You need to think about how you want people to feel when they come in contact with your brand. There are some brands that make you smile. There are some brands that just make you, you know what, I don't want to do anything to you. Then your brand voice, we talked about it. You can pick more than one of how you want people to feel. Most churches are conservative. We are not too showy. We are kind of simple and conservative. Brands that are conversational, enthusiastic, fun, casual, pick the emotions that you want your brand to feel. You want people to feel when they hear your brand voice. The language, do you use big words or do you use simple, plain, fun language? Are you too serious or are you authentic? Do you use jargons or do you use slangs? If there's a word that you feel your brand language represents and is not here, write it down. The tone of voice, is it personal? Is it formal? Is it informal? Is it honest, modest, natural? Is it straightforward or scientific? Some people are straightforward and practical. Some people are straightforward and simple. Some people are straightforward and distant. So it's going to be a combination of a few of them. And when we come on Thursday, I will fill this for my brand and then I will tell you what I am. But some of you can guess already. Your content persona, is it warm and friendly, formal, playful, informal, authoritative, inspirational, or semi-formal? Then your persona purpose, are you there to engage in conversations, educate, entertain, bring happiness, convey information, sell, create buzz or media conflicting? You mediate conflicting. You have to think about it. So when you are mediating conflict, that should be conflict. You are a mediator. You are someone that is always a peace lover. There's distinct vendors is an amazing one that mediates conflict. She always comes between brands and says, okay, this is what you should do between the brands and the vendors and the customers. So is that what you want to do? Do you want to just teach or do you want to convey information? Some brands are educational brands, but some brands just convey information that you don't realize that they're teaching you, but they're conveying information. Do you just want to engage in conversation? Are you there for sales? Remember, it's a combination of these personas. Your product is what you do. So I empower women empowerment, or that's a product I have. Describe it. Then what does the person stand to gain? You have to talk about the benefits. Then it comes to your challenge. What's the biggest challenge that you solve for people? How do you intend to solve it? What led you to making this change now? This table will be taken into the next week on audience, because we need to know how our goods help them. For now, I just want you to answer this question. For unlocking, we help small businesses as a package. So with this one, it's all the products and services you offer. If we offer social media marketing, photography, graphic design, every single service that you offer must be written here. Recruitment, selection, I teach Bible study, I help people find jobs. Every single product and service you offer must be listed. Don't just list one. If you offer 10 products, write them there. If you offer shampoos, conditioners, write them there. What is the description of it? Then what are the benefits? What is the person standing to gain? Think about that. And that's it for brand clarity, 1. Then you go to your goals. Week, month, quarter, 5 years, 10 years. How do you determine your focus for this period? How do you feel about what you are doing now? How much do you want this? Why do you want this? How do you see your 1-year project in 5 years' time? So if our 1-year project is DIY branding, in 5 years' time, how do I see DIY branding? How much of what you do now is necessary? What skills and knowledge do you have? What skills and knowledge do you need to achieve these goals? So if I am a seamstress, or I'm this thing, and I do not know how to do embroidering, these are the skills and knowledge that I want to have. What are you saying yes to? What are you saying no to? Now, for everybody, this is important. Some of us are students. So what are you saying yes to? I'm saying yes to my school. I'm saying no, yes to this. I'm saying no to, yes to this. I'm saying yes to this. What are you saying no to? Okay, I'm saying no to unnecessarily scrolling on Twitter, because I know I want to work. So for team unlocking, restorative unlocking people, I want you to also answer these questions for yourself, even if you're answering it for your brand. Answer these questions. What are your goals for the next day, week, month, 5 years, 10 years? You're answering this for yourself, and you're going to try and answer it for the brand. Why I want you to answer this for yourself is because it will help us plan what you're doing next. Please answer these questions. And then when we come together on Thursday, we get to answer it. And the brand sound is what you sound like and what you want to sound like. So you tell us who you are, but we are not. You tell us who we are not. We are a brand that is passionate about accountability, but we are not dictators. It's as simple as that. Then I want you to answer this question about yourself and your brand. Kiki, and for everybody. What is the purpose? How do they arrive at this point? What is the problem we're trying to solve? Why should our customers choose us instead of someone else? What words would our staff use to describe us? And what tone of voice do we naturally use internally? Now, for these questions, Timei, all your clients have to answer these questions by themselves. Even if they don't answer any other question, they need to answer these questions. And that is the end of this. I'm going to ask you to ask me your questions now. We've got 12 more minutes. And does anybody have questions? So the questions can go into this recording. Does anybody have questions about this part? So if there are no questions, we will conclude.
Ma, I have a question, ma.
Okay, what's your question?
What if you are working with a brand, like a startup that is just starting out?
We can answer questions for themselves.
Okay, so is there any scenario that they don't even know the answers to those questions? They're like, see,
All
just
right,
answer
if they don't know, it's all right if they don't know it, but they should think about it. I don't know all the answers, but I'm predicting. So you're working for a startup. You're helping somebody start up something. I don't know all the answers. But if I have my way, where do I see myself in 10 years? If I have my way, if money wasn't a problem, time wasn't a problem, nothing was a problem, where do I see myself in how many years? I should be able to tell that, write that down. I'm going to provide the slides for today for a limited period, so you will have access to download the slides. I've been told not to give out the slides, but I'll give it to everybody that is here for a limited period. It will be added to the session for today. But you don't need to know everything, but you need to start thinking about it. And most of these things may not be filled at once, but at least it's giving you food for thought. Does that answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fantastic. All right. So when there's a word you will hear me use frequently, and it's called plug. Your plug is exactly what you do. Now, remember, there was a place I said, list out everything you do. This is what we call our promotional post. And these are the things that I do. It's the reason I say list out all your services. It will go onto your content calendar later on. But for me, this is what I would say we do. We provide goods and services. We have sales and discounts. We offer freebies like these sessions. We have our blog post, our podcast, and our email list. We have our resources, courses, Facebook membership, media publications. We do challenges. We create content on social media. We have events and workshops and conferences, and we do volunteer work and charities. We do branding, we do content creation, we do advertising. Those are the things that we do. That is what we offer. Then just think about it. When we talk about authenticity, an authentic brand listens to people, is sincere, has integrity, and is distinct. It's important that we understand that branding is not just about us, it's about what we want people to do. One thing I will say is this page is mandatory for everybody. If you have a brand, you need to think about what problem you're solving for everyone. So you think about your problem. So when you filled all these things, it comes into this place now. We'll fill this completely by the end of next week, because this part that is red, we've not done it. I'm just going to color the ones that we've not done. We've not done this return stream. We already know our product, so we'll be able to do our return stream later. So that has not been done. Cost structure should be done when you are saying what you do, but we know who we serve and we know the alternative. Who can replace you? We're going to do competition analysis later. So when we do competition analysis, you will get more insight, but start thinking about it right now. What brand can replace you? What company can come today and just sweep you off your feet? Know who your replacement is. Know what you do, the solution you provide, and the key metrics, how you're going to measure them. This one, your unique value position. Why should people buy from you and no one else? This answers the question, why me, why no one else? How does your product or service fit into the grand scheme of things for people? So how does my product as for DIY branding fit into the grand scheme for people that want to become virtual assistants? What is my unfair advantage that separates me from my competition and keeps me ahead of the pack? My unfair advantage is that I'm a nerd. I like books. My unfair advantage is I have 2 master's degrees. I have a passion for research. I have been doing research on this field for over 10 years. That's an unfair advantage I have over someone that comes into the market. So as a brand, what is your unfair advantage? Your unfair advantage, Kiki, from you and any other person that sells clothes to ladies is that you are a salesperson. That's marketing skill. So this is where your core comes in with your unfair advantage. And your channel is how you want people to reach you. So when this is uploaded, all these in black are good to go. The problems and alternative in gray. Yes, you should think about the problems you are solving for these people in 6, and we'll come to that. But think about your existing alternatives as food for thought. Who can replace you today? If you close shop for 1 month, Will people miss you, or would they go and buy from someone else? Are you replaceable? Think about that. And that's where I will call it a day, unless other people have questions. Now, questions. Or can I ask questions? All right, I will ask questions. For the brand that you're going to be in charge of, Gloria, what is your unfair advantage? What makes you different from others? Question one. But before you answer that question, tell us the brand and the products and services that you people offer. Gloria, the brand you're representing.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm representing Natural in Utah.
Fantastic. Okay. What is your unfair advantage, first of all? Can you think of your unfair advantage and Natural in Utah as?
It's a natural hair care product for women. Yeah, it's a natural hair care product for African.
So is Dark and Lovely. Dark and Lovely company as a natural hair products company for women. What is your own unfair advantage?
Okay. Our fair advantage is we don't just deal with natural hair care product. We also give tips, skincare tips and other tips.
Okay. I can mention 5 brands that can replace you now. What is your unfair advantage? And you may not know the answer to that question, but so I will help you out. Your unfair advantage is that natural hair products were created by a woman that uses our products and has proven results because the products work. So yes, she gives, those are add-ons, but if we are talking about Natural in Utah and we're changing the rhetoric we're using for the brand, please tell favor to listen to this. We say Natural in Utah products were created by a woman who lost her hair and saw her children losing their hair. So she decided to do something that would help them get their hair back. So she makes them herself. That's an advantage she has over mass-produced products, because she has direct access to you. She can customize hair products to suit your hair needs. She can offer hair consultations. So the other ones are add-ons, but the unfair advantage she has over other natural hair companies, she may not be the only one that does these things I mentioned, but it's still an unfair advantage that sets her apart from others. Then if she has experience with natural hair products and she has studied it, she's qualified, that is another advantage she has over people. So the unfair advantage she has over people is not that she sells natural hair products. So do over 1,000 brands. Natural hair movement is moving. She makes them, she used them for years, and she has proven results from her children. That is an unfair advantage because it's safe for children. Her hair shows the results. She has customers that have come back to people. But the fact that she is emphasizing the beauty of going back natural. So Natural in Utah's brand says this: as women, we need to embrace natural. We need to return to natural because our natural hair is our glory. So she's placing emphasis on women carrying and loving the hair that grows from their scalp, but teaching them how to take care of it. Now that I've described Natural in Utah, is it a brand that if you do not know you want to buy from? I also want to ask the rest of the people that are listening. If I describe the brand that way, is that a brand that you want to use? Nobody wants to use the brand? Don't worry if you speak, I won't call you out to talk.
Yes, I'll use the brand.
Yes, so that's what your unfair advantage does for you. It helps you tell a better story that is authentic and helps people connect with you. You want people to buy. You don't want people to just come and take tips and go. So yes, we're changing a couple of things with Natural in Utah by making Nancy the focus of the brand, not the product. Making natural hair the focus of the brand, not the tips. Then making the use of the product and the proper use of the product the focus of the brand. So we are going to be shifting our progression from talking just about hair to making it real. Saying, oh, this person has used it, sharing our hair story. that makes it a lot easier for you to think about it. So when you're thinking about your unfair advantage, when you did your core clarity, bring that core clarity into answering this question. What experience do I have that I can add to this? Because the degrees I have do not add to what I am doing currently, but it does indirectly. Number one, it gives me an ability to teach people how to study because I love studying, and that is evident in my qualifications. And then it also teaches me how to teach. So I am not just a social media manager or coach or a teacher that just woke up one night and say, everybody is teaching, I want to teach. I'm someone that loves the idea of education and passing knowledge. So when I'm talking about my unfair advantage, although I don't really talk about that all the time, I can mention that since 2010, I've been deeply invested in this. I've done many courses. I'm part of many masterminds, and I have seen why people failed. So this is what I have decided to create. I've created an accountability forum for people to not just come and learn and go, but apply, ask questions, and get the transformation they need. So I'm not just giving them information to create content. I'm giving them information that will transform the way they see content. Then they create content that will transform the way their customers see them and make them pay them. That is the circle of content that converts. All right. Does anybody need help with anything? Does anybody need clarity? We've got 6 minutes and then we're done.
Okay, ma. Good morning,
Yeah.
ma.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Perez. Ma, I said most every brand have these qualities that you just mentioned because, like a farmer now, I do a farming business. Must I have all these qualities you're mentioning?
What qualities are you? Tell me the qualities you mentioned.
Like the voice and the tune.
Yes.
The
yes.
The color.
Yes. Do you know why? Because
why, ma? That's the question.
The farmer is still a brand. Do you just want to stay on your farm, or do you want to go to other people? Where do you see yourself? Are you looking to just satisfy food, supply food to your village, or you want to go much more faster? You want to go national. Now, the reason you want to do that is having a consistent color, tone, and all these things helps you stand out. And if you go to this farm page, 7 Brothers or so, I can't remember, that's our case study for PT Farm. It's a farm, but their language is rugged. They are organic. They are authentic. They are not speaking, they are speaking to farmers in the language of farmers, but they have a very well-groomed approach to doing what they do in a rugged way. So having the color does not mean it will change the fact that you are a laid-back farmer. I'm an introvert. I do not do anything extroverted in anything I do. You still have your brand personality, and there is an outdoorsy, rugged personality. We didn't go into brand personalities today, but there is an outdoors, broad and rugged brand personality that does that. Because even look at other farms globally. Like I said, you are located locally, but you're thinking globally. Look at other farms around the globe. Don't think about Nigeria right now. Think global. Other farms have that consistency. If you want to compete on a global scale, you need these things. You need your visuals to be done well. Does this brand have a logo? Perez?
Yes, it has.
Exactly. So it already has visuals. Do they have people that represent them?
Not really, ma.
Do they have staff?
They are villagers.
Yes, they have staff.
Staff. No, see, Perez, that is
They have staff.
no, do not try and make them like city people. They are authentic. Their authenticity is in that they are not distracted by the modern society. They are villages are about community. So if I am brand that village brand, I'll be talking more about community, oneness, how we are together, how we support each other. Our language will be caring. I can brand that village brand in seconds. Every brand has a position. It's about brand positioning. So even if you are saying, oh, it's a village brand and you don't think they can compete globally, think about it. Investments, different things that you need to make that brand thrive can come from people just seeing what you are putting out there. You are telling your story on your own terms, not anybody's terms. The reason you are determining these things in advance, you are just saying, so there's consistency. My font is consistent. I've chosen a font that will make people know that we are united. We are this thing. I'm not going to choose a font that is pink and girly. That villagers will not roll with that. You want to use something that people will connect with, that community. A village is a community. It takes a tribe. So the language you use, the words you use, every single thing you use will communicate that oneness, that part of we are returning to nature. So you are looking at community, you are looking at natural, you are looking at preservation of life, this thing. So there's a way you will market that village brand that people will be wondering this thing. But behind the scenes, you've done all the things that need to be done. Is that okay, Perez?
Yes, is understood.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, we'll talk about the village brand later. Anyone else? Does anybody need clarity on any aspects? Or I assume that everybody can answer the questions on their own. End stream and